I've been thinking a lot about pain lately. I just had a shoulder replacement. I don't know if you can see this. It's a great scar, okay? So I just had a shoulder replacement, so there's that pain. And it's doing well though, we're good. And then I got a breast cancer diagnosis in the middle of my shoulder replacement scenario. So now I'm doing chemo, I have a port in, pain and painful. And what I'm noticing, even with doctors and people that want to help, is that when I mention that there's pain, I have a headache, I have a sore in my mouth, I have this, the go-to seems to be take this to numb that out so you don't have to feel it. And it's been a little disturbing, to be honest, because not that I want to feel pain, but I also would like to be taking something that would bring healing to the situation, that would actually address what's going on and not just mask it and not just cover it over. But isn't that just like life in so many ways? Instead of being with the pain or letting the pain direct us to make a good choice about what to do next or where to focus our attention or energy, the tendency is just to mask it, to cover it over, to make it okay. And we do it in so many ways. We do it through judgment, through comparison, through numbing out. But every way that we mask it is actually a bigger dysfunction than the pain itself. We're about to explore how judging, comparing, or numbing out pain is really dangerous. But before we do that, like this video. Number one, we judge our pain. It's easy when we're in pain to judge it, to think it's wrong, it's bad, it shouldn't be here. There's something amiss, or there's some shame associated with having the pain, whatever the kind of pain it is. Well, it does tell you that there's something to pay attention to, but the pain is also a very healthy and important signal. So when we judge it, it sets us on a course to look for what's wrong with it instead of, well, what's right about it? What is it that's helpful about it? How could this pain actually be a messenger to me, an important messenger to tell me something needs to shift? And that could be physically in my body, that can be relationally, emotionally, in any arena of life. This exact same principle applies. And whenever there's shame involved, learning isn't going to happen. Number two, pain comparison. I look at my pain and what I'm going through, I look at somebody else's pain and I think, oh, well, theirs is a lot worse than mine. Mine shouldn't even matter. Mine's not that bad. Pain comparison is a really unhealthy way of relating to pain. Yes, everyone has different types of pain in different seasons of life. But the reality is, pain is pain. And it really doesn't matter what type of pain, physical, emotional, relational, pain is pain. And all pain is there and it's designed to send us a message that's pretty important. So when we start comparing pain, your pain is worse, oh, my pain is worse, we get into pain comparison stories. What happens to actually experiencing? Not much, because we've objectified it. We've made it something outside of ourselves, and we're looking at it as if it's not part of us because we're assessing it or making a comparison between this and whatever somebody else is or isn't experiencing. And it's that disconnection, it's that disassociation that actually prevents us from learning from the pain, from having the pain at some level be a resource for us for what's next, physically or in those relationships, that there's something we need to hear or learn from. Number three, numbing out. This is popular. We see it all the time, and we do it in a lot of different ways. There is a deep, deep dysfunction, I would say, in our culture right now that judges pain as bad and immediately attempts to numb it out. The numbing itself is the dysfunction. It's not the pain. The pain just points to something. But how often, for example, have you found yourself with a legitimate loss or grief? Somebody dies or you lose a relationship. And instead of just being with that loss, instead of allowing the loss to sit with you and to teach you, and in some ways even to minister to you and to bring healing to you, you just want to numb out the loss. So every time you feel the pain of the loss itself, instead of surrendering to it or sitting with it or even embracing it, calling it over, having a cup of tea with it, and what is it telling you and what's the beauty in it. We tend to want to numb it out. So maybe it's time to drink, maybe it's time to get really busy, work out extra hard, work 60 hours a week, whatever it is. Ask yourself, when are you most prone to numbing out, and what are you numbing? And is that thing that you're so busy and spending so much energy attempting to cover over or numb, does that thing have a message for you? Does it have a gift for you that if you are willing to be with it, to sit with it, not to be afraid of it or threatened by it, but to trust it in a way, what could you learn? How could you grow? How could you be fortified as a human being? Personally, but also in your other relationships, if you allowed yourself to let this pain have its way with you for a bit. When we're willing to embrace the pain or be with the pain, it can be a teacher, it can be a guide, it can be a flashlight to illuminate what's the next best choice we could make in life. I've done a couple of other videos on pain. I know it sounds like it could be one of my favorite topics, but there's a lot of nuances. So check out the links attached to this video and see if there's more that can open up for you as you explore personally the way you relate to pain in your life. If this was resourceful for you, give me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. What would you like to hear about next? What did you like about the video? How was it helpful? Do you like this shirt? Whatever. I'd love to hear your voice.